I'm sorry? Some glare? No, let's see. No, we're good. Oops. So I don't care where you want to sit. It's right there. You get high enough. Okay, I'm gonna put my foot between to hopefully try to prevent the tripod from sliding. Yeah, made it a little longer for you. Okay, Flyers against High Prairie. Braun over to Hipkiss. Hipkiss up the boards, over to McCracken. Gets by him. McCracken going in after it. Was able to knock it away. Ebert was going after it there. Puck comes loose over to Clausen. Clausen in his own end. Clausen goes behind the goalie. Across, looks like we have Olsen in today. Clausen over to Braun. Braun with the man on him. Dodges that hit. Hebert moving up. Gets tagged up a little bit. Takes a shot. Hits a player. Drops it back. Hipkiss comes on in. Sends it towards the net. Zink with a hit. And they clear it on out to center ice where Hipkiss stops it. Hipkiss, hold what? This?
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. They try to clear it. Goes out to Wheeler. Wheeler has the puck stripped from his stick. And Goulet falls back, gets it over to Zink. Zink sends it on in to High Prairie's end. Wheeler goes in after it. Wheeler comes away with possession, gets it over to Raymond Dick. That got picked off before it made it there. Back to Moody. Moody sends it right on back in. It's launched down the Flyers' end. That'll be icing. And they'll blow the whistle for face-off over in High Prairie's end. What's that? You good?
Yep. Good.
Okay. Vanderlinden, Gosling, Clay, Moody, and Goulet. Clay going in after it. Gosling gets a stick on it, gets it over to Clay. Clay throws it at the net, goes behind, pops out there. Clay gets a stick on it again. Now Vanderlinden on it. Moody pinching on in. Puck pops on out. Clay gets, or almost had a hand on it, and we got a whistle. Didn't catch what that was, whether it was a high stick or a hand pass, but catch what that was? No. Gosling. High Prairie with possession. D to D. Hits a skate, goes back on out. Take a shot, gets deflected wide. What? I'm sorry? Well, they don't have me. Moody moves it over to Vanderlinden. Vanderlinden back to Moody. Moody circles back. Gets the puck knocked off and then gets it back. Vanderlinden up the boards. Gosling trying to fight for it there. Comes back to the blue line. Now, where's it now? There it is right there on the boards. It comes on out. To center, Clay knocks it away. Clay has three guys on him, but still has the puck. Tries to take a shot on net. Gets deflected wide. McCracken on him. McCracken fighting hard. Clay's still out there. He's fighting for it as well. And now High Prairie trying to clear it out of their own zone. High Prairie sending the Flyers in. Olsen stops behind the net. White picks it up here. White tries to send it up. High Prairie picks off the puck. Tries to do the wraparound. McCracken now up off the boards. Tries to get up to Braun. Now back to the point. They missed that one. McCracken knocks it away though. Lipkiss tries to send it around the board, pops right out front. Olsen quickly stops it. Hebert now moving up on the far side. Hebert makes it, almost makes it through. Gets knocked off the puck. Lane puts it out front, but no one there except for white jerseys. Zink strips the puck away from High Prairie, flicks it on into High Prairie's end, and now is trying to gain possession back here. High Prairie trying to pass D to D. Wheeler gets right up front. Dick was there. Goalie stops it. It's dead for a second. Then High Prairie was able to clear it over to Clausen. Clausen, I don't know if he was expecting it. Tries to one-time it. Now Wheeler behind the net. He's trying to get over to Dick. Now gets back to Clausen at the point. Clausen sends it around the boards to Dick. Comes out. Wheeler sends it out front. And it goes right on through everyone out to Clausen. Clausen trying to hold it outside of the Flyers' end. They're looking around for it.
It's crooked.
What's crooked?
It's tipped.
It's because this tripod's a
Tripod
POS.
is amazing.
Well, it was good probably 25 years ago. Moody with possession. Moody across to White. Back to Moody. Moody gets knocked off the puck. Moody with the hit there. Puck comes across the other side. Gosling leaves it for Clay. Around the boards comes a funny bounce. White thankfully toured it behind the net. Now Clay coming up on the far side. Clay breaks on in. Gets knocked off the puck. They try to clear it. They do get it across. Now Clay with a hit. Is that sinking again? Okay. Ipkiss now with the puck up to Braun. Right out front, White up to Vanderlinden. Vanderlinden, nice moves. Almost gets around the other guy there. Vanderlinden right up front to Braun, just behind him. Boys looking for the puck. Coming to the neutral zone here. Cross to Braun. Braun leaves it for Hebert. Hebert left it for Braun. And High Prairie comes away with possession. 14-17 in the first. Score 0-0. This should be icing here, I'm assuming. Yep. I'm just going to change which legs it's using.
Good.
Just going to use the other leg. The binder is not broken on this one. Zink, Wheeler, Dick. Wheeler gets a shot across the net there. High Prairie gets it out, and this will be icing. Face-off will happen all over again in High Prairie's end. Zink comes back to Clausen. Clausen across to Moody. Moody was just moving on back there. Was able to pinch on in to keep it in. Moody now over to Clausen. Clausen one-timer. Goes wide. In the corner there. High Prairie with possession. Around the boards. Going to try to break out. Raymond Dick comes to get it there for a second. And now High Prairie comes out again. No. Clausen gets a stick on it there, back to the point. Shot goes wide behind the net. Braun got hit there. Pops back up though. Shot. Olsen lets it drop and then covers it. White and Hipkiss out there. Vanderlinden and Clay Gosling. High Prairie shot. Beautiful save there by Olsen. Vanderlinden got a stick on it to Hipkiss. Hipkiss tries to move it up the boards. Pops right out to Clay. Clay drops it back for Gosling. Gosling comes across the neutral zone. Takes a shot just wide. Picks it up behind the net. Tries to get up front. Vanderlinden now takes a shot. Pops on out to the point. Clausen tries to hold it. Or sorry, Ipkiss tries to hold it on his backhand. Wasn't able to. Sends it across to White. White punches it forward. And Vanderlinden on the forecheck there. Comes around. Gosling got a stick under there for a second. Vanderlinden now. And it comes on out. And I'm not sure what they're calling it here. Nevertheless, face off in High Prairie zone. Out comes Hebert, McCracken, and Braun with White and Hipkiss. Shot from Hipkiss at the point. Across just in front of the goal mouth there. White's trying to hold it in here. McCracken knocks him off the puck. McCracken picks it up again in the neutral zone. Comes back to White. White across to Hipkiss. Hipkiss up to Hebert, just a little out of Hebert's reach. And it comes back to the neutral zone. White pinching on in. Boys got to get out. Hipkiss goes in for the hip check, but misses it. Puck comes over to McCracken. McCracken up to Hebert. Braun gets it in. And High Prairie's going to clear it out of their zone again here. Comes on out. Moody stops it on his own blue. Circles back. Cross over to Goulet. Goulet sends it across ice. No one's there, but Wheeler reaches on in, picks up the bounce, and puts it on in. Wheeler with a smart play. Debates about pulling across the goalie and just lets it slide in on the far side.
George, be quiet.
Wheeler, Zink, Raymond Dick. Over to Moody. Moody up to Wheeler. Dick. And now Wheeler back to Glay. Glay winds up. Didn't get what he wanted on it. Moody circling around. Looking for the right spot. Has an opportunity here. Oh, good job there by Moody to, oh, that one almost went in. Just a little over the glove. Pops on out. Oh, Wheeler thought it was coming all the way to him. Didn't make it there. Hits Dick's stick. Skates there right in front of the net. But the boys weren't able to get a shot off. And High Prairie ices it on down. Vanderlinden comes out. Gosling, Clay, Hipkiss, and White. 10:51. Flyers up by 1 goal by Wheeler. Gosling over to Clay. Clay sends it back to Hipkiss. Hipkiss around the boards. Vanderlinden tries to get up front. Pops on out. Clay's reaching around for it. Clay sends it into the corner there. Gets double teamed. Vanderlinden decides he's going to come in and help him out. High Prairie comes away with the puck. High Prairie drops back the other direction. Regal's attempting to break out here now across ice. And who's that? White's over there trying to hold him out. He does so. And now Vanderlinden gets it over to Clay. Neutral zone. They send it right on back in. Olsen goes behind the net to play it. And who was that? Hipkiss coughs her up right out in front. Good thing White was there. White gets it out over to I think it was Vanderlinden there. Tries to move it on up. Now White, Brian, the net there over to Hipkiss. Hipkiss flicks it on up the boards. Shot on Olsen. Now White's going to go after. No, Hebert's going to get there first. Gosling tries to get a stick on it there. Now Hebert. Where's it now? There it is. White. Now Gosling. Now Hebert. Now Hebert here again. Hebert over to Vanderlinden. He goes off Vanderlinden's skates. Hebert goes after it. In behind the Flyers net there. Hipkiss up to Vanderlinden. Funny bounce there. Hipkiss over to McCracken. McCracken has some room. Does have 3 guys blocking him, but he decides to come in across the red line, dump it on in. Funny bounce there again. Otherwise, that was coming right to Braun. Clausen sends it back into Regal's end. Across. Clausen gets it over to Hebert. Hebert tips it, but High Prairie gathers it back. High Prairie tries to send it on into the Flyers' end. No ice there, as you heard from the ref. Regal's making it through, right back to the point. Shot from the point. Bounces on out. Clausen sends it back into the corner. Goulet gets there first, gets it out to Dick right out in front. Big wind up there. Goes high. Goulet gets it over to Hebert now. Hebert looking for an opportunity. Reaches on over to get it over to McCracken, but McCracken had a man on. Now Olsen stops it. Goulet picks it up. Goulet looking. Comes up to his own line. Passes on up. And High Prairie on attempt to clear. Throws it into their own bench. At 8:19 in the first. Flyers up 1-0. Wheeler, Zink, Dick, White, Moody out there now. Is that better? Zink fights for it. Wheeler there. Now Zink. Zink drops it back, hoping to get it all the way to Wheeler. These boards seem to have some funny bounces to them. And the boys are trying to use the boards, but it's a little bit of a guess on where the heck it's going to land. High Prairie behind their own net. Moody pinches on in, keeps it in. Wheeler tries to pass it over to Dick there. Dick now to Zink. Zink drops it back. Zink and Moody debating who's going to go first. Zink goes back, picks it up, tries to get over to Wheeler. Wheeler takes a couple shots. The goalie stands tall and keeps it out. Around the boards, comes on back. Zink over to Dick. Dick on this near side here, moving on up, breaks on in, looking for the pass. No one's there, so he goes, I'm going to go all the way. Now High Prairie coming on through. Wheeler drops back. Low speed shot to Olsen. Olsen keeps it to the side. Shot again, wide of the net, and comes all the way out. Clay going after it, comes on out. Zink tosses on into High Prairie's end. No ice on this. Comes on out. Clay, no, Gosling now with possession. Gosling tries to throw it in. Goes to Clay. Clay throws it on in, hits Vanderlyn to skate, then pops back on out again here. Now High Prairie coming on in, takes a shot. Low one. Olsen steers it to the side. Oh, Olsen was looking for that. It went behind the net, and it popped up in front of Olsen. He holds it, and Goulet comes away with it. Goulet over to Vanderlyn, and Vanderlyn in the neutral zone coming across. He has a man behind him, man in front of him. He gets it over to Goulet. Goulet on his backhand tries to put it on in. Where's it now? Oh, Vanderlyn in there, took a shot. Comes on back to Vanderlyn again. He passes to Moody. Moody takes a shot. Bounces just wide there. It seems like it hurt. No, that's why they got cans, I guess. It hurt one of the Regals players there, and he's making his way to the bench. .5:59 in the first. Flyers up by 1 goal. Kraken, Hebert, Braun. Puck comes out. Moody grabs it, sends it right back on in. Hebert on the forecheck. McCracken on the other side. Comes over to Moody. Moody takes a shot. Gets blocked. Lane comes back, picks up the puck, takes a shot. Soft one, the goalie holds on. Hebert gets it back. Oh. High Prairie reads that. Moody with a great back check there. Braun with a smart play just rolls around the player that was coming in to hit him there. Dick, Wheeler, Zink come out, as well does Goulet and Hipkiss. Complete line change at 5:27 in the first. Flyers up 1-0. Goulet has to come back in. Coughs are straight out to High Prairie. High Prairie, oh, we got real lucky there. Hipkiss picks up that puck. Hipkiss tries to go off the boards, but ends up going right to High Prairie. Now Wheeler. Those boards sound like sponge. Shot, and Olsen holds on. You don't know where it's going to go off those boards, eh? Like, at least that's what it seems like to me. Wheeler taking the face off. And Goulet debating about flicking up all everyone. And again, those silly boards, and then they put it on in. So score is tied 1-1 at 4:54. Funny bounce off those boards. Pops on right up front. And High Prairie puts it in. Pops on over. High Prairie on the other end. White with the puck. White over to Dick. Watch out. Yeah, heads up, boys. Pops on over to White there. White looking for something to do with it. Tries to send it around behind the net over to Zink there. Zink over to Wheeler. Wheeler tries to nice pass up to Dick, and that was just out of his range. High Prairie puts into the Flyers' end again. One of those funny bounces. Moody now. Moody had it there for a second. Got taken away from him right out front. Oh, a beautiful pass there. But Olsen sees it. And the young lady looking to put it behind him does not. .408 in the first. Scores tied 1-1. Hipkiss, Goulet, Gosling, Vanderlinden, Clay. Hipkiss trying to move it up. Vanderlinden tries to launch it over. Clay racing hard. The boy's got some speed. Comes on back. Vanderlinden gets a stick on it. Clay now goes after it. Sends it on in. Hits Gosling's skate there. Gosling sort of sends it towards the net. Now it comes on out. Hipkiss. Hipkiss up off the boards, over to Gosling. Gosling over to Vanderlinden. Vanderlinden comes in. Vanderlinden drops it just out of the reach of Gosling. Gosling got a stick on it coming back. But now High Prairie goes after. What's that? No. Hipkiss. Hipkiss tries to move it up the boards. Doesn't make it there, but it ends up going right to the point. High Prairie again on the boards. Goulet and Gosling picks it up. Gosling flicks it on up in the air. And it goes on net. Goalie has to stop it. Out comes Braun and Hebert and McCracken. White over to Moody. Moody gets it over to Hebert. Hebert up to Lane. No, Lane wasn't able to control it. White behind the net. White over to McCracken. McCracken across ice to Braun. Braun on his skates. Coming in. There's a man coming back. Knocks him off the puck. Comes on back. It's behind Moody's skates. Moody's skates, sorry. Lane comes across. High Prairie coming to the Flyers in now. McCracken, good back checking. Had his stick on it. A little bit of stick check. McCracken again. McCracken gets it up to Hebert. And Moody is able to get it out. But High Prairie has possession. White back over to Moody. Moody over to Dick. Someone on Dick, but Dick moves around him. Dick again. Yeah, Raymond gets hit off the puck there. Got to keep your feet moving, boys. You're easy to hit if you're standing still. Hipkiss now with possession. Hipkiss gets on through. Oh, and then gets knocked off the puck. Zink now sends it on in. Puck gets deflected over towards Dick. Dick avoids that first hit, takes a shot, and the goalie sticks out his glove and catches it at 1:24 left in the first. Score is tied 1-1. Wheeler taking the face-off. High Prairie in the corner there. Now to the other corner. Zink comes in after it. Comes on back to Hipkiss. Hipkiss takes a shot. Nice shot, just wide. Glay takes another shot. Glay over to Dick. Dick puts it in the... And now Glay after it. Glay with a little bump. Knocks him off the puck. And it comes on back to Moody there. Moody on his own blue. Gets it over to Zink. Zink sends it across. Wheeler getting control of it. He's all by himself. Takes a shot right into the emblem, and the goalie holds on with 44.7 left in the first. White and Moody out there with Vanderlinden, Gosling, and Clay. Gosling over to Clay. Clay back to White. White out to Moody. Unfortunately takes it out. Boys got to get out and tag back up. Clay goes on it. Oh, comes across. Back to Moody. Moody up the boards. Vanderlinden swings it. Sends it on in. Clay going in after it. Comes on back. Across. High Prairie throws into the corner and then chases it. They'll be the first to get there. High Prairie. Puck pops loose. White moves up the boards. High Prairie's going to keep it in here. Play with a little bump there. Shot hits Moody and then goes back to White. And Vanderlinden flicks it on out of his zone to end the first. So that's it. At the end of first, score is tied 1-1 in the first 20.